Alright, making a video. Sorry. Having some technical issues, gloves and whatnot. It's kind of cold. Really very cold. And I'm really not in the mood for much. Whatever. What the fuck is that doing here? What the hell is that? Styrofoam. Oh. I guess the deers are eating styrofoam now. They're shitting styrofoam. Anyway, cold. Yeah. So anyway, I had turned the camera on, but apparently it failed or something. But there was a stick in the ground, that just fell out of a tree and stuck in the ground. And that's always sort of interesting when you see stuff like that. It sort of says something to you. Nothing substantive. It just says, isn't that unusual? And you can think, yeah, well, that's what we are. We're this unusual thing that happened. There's no, it's not a regular thing. Most of the sticks hit the ground and they fall over. Or they fall, already fallen in the falling over position. So they have no hope of impaling the earth and looking purposeful or deliberate. Now, we look purposeful and deliberate, but we're not. We're just a stick that fell into the ground in a funny way, and humans have done what humans do, which is it's a miracle. It's something. Holy shit! How'd that happen? God must have done it. They're doing this stupid, ignorant thing rather than the intelligent thing, which is understand that, yeah, sometimes sticks do things that are strange and unusual. Everything sometimes does something strange and unusual. Everything. Yeah, everything that does stuff a lot is especially likely to do something strange and unusual. And sticks fall a lot. A lot of sticks fall. And so, with all of those sticks falling, yep, sometimes they do something strange and unusual and bizarre and irregular. There we go. Irregular. They do something irregular. That's what we are. We are an irregularity in the function of matter. Matter is irregularly functioning when it is in this form and doing this thing. And even as a human, okay, I'm an irregular function. As a life form, I'm already irregular. As even a microbe, I'd be irregular. But yet now as an intelligence and a consciousness, these are double irregular. So it's like irregularity squared. And then you get like irregularity cubed. And irregularity, times irregularity times irregularity. It gets really a lot of irregularity. I don't mean constipation. I mean, you get to be, it just compounds. And so as a human, I am, because I'm angsty and upset and disquieted by the sloppiness of the game, I am now again irregular. Because I'm supposed to just get drunk and buck up. And I'm saying, no, I don't think that's what I want to do. That's not what my brain's suggesting. My brain says, do something rational, not something irrational. So anyway, that's a side issue. Really is nastily cold. Stick wanted to fall on me irregularly. So anyway, this idea of irregular is everywhere. So I'm behaving irregular. Because number one, I'm making a video. And only a tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of the human race is doing this irregular activity of talking to the human race through this perfectly functional talk to the human race device. So again, I'm being irregular. I'm being not the usual construct. And somehow, this is where it all gets really bad, it's that the truth is, we have to be extremely irregular if we don't have any hope of maintaining our dignity. Yeah, see, it's not going to work unless we're preposterously irregular. Irregularity has to become regularity. There, that's a better way to put it. We have to make the irregular regular, or fail. And you would argue, I would argue, I certainly would, as a believer in logic, that it would be inevitable that logic, intelligence, would regularize us into constructs of concession to what the irregularity that's demanded, the precision that's demanded. Precision is an irregularity. It's easy to be sloppy. It's hard to be precise. Precision is irregular. But that's what we need. Is precision, caution, perfection. Again, this is a word that's just totally hostile to humans. Like, no way going for that. No. We'll just concede failure before we even start. Especially when we need perfection. You can't afford to make a mistake, a big mistake. It's like nuclear power. You just can't afford to do it wrong. You can do it a little messy, but not big messy. So you have to do it irregularly, precisely, exquisitely, within a narrow range of ways of doing it. Anyway. So back to the point, which is that I think we would be regularized into intelligence if it was a fair game. But it's really not a fair game, right? Because people, obviously, their psychology is owned so substantially by their maturation. They become what breeds them. So even though it's not genetically obligated to be an asshole, they're culturally fostered. They're raised to be one by a dead, sick, depraved, ignorant, and stupid cultures. Cultures that have preposterously inane values. They just keep feeding on vanilla wafers or some kind of regular cookie. Some easy food. And so that's the thing that's fighting against intelligence is conditioned, one-eyedness, blindness, lack of vision, a closing of their realm of perspective by training, by indoctrination, probably a better word, but a closing of potential through silly distraction. Just a total waste of human life. You can see it all over the place. People get their kids involved in all kinds of nonsense, and you can just see their potential of that person just flying away. They'll go nowhere on that basketball court, or not, in those ballet slippers. But anyway, whatever the bullshit is. But the problem is that, we're also back to the end game thing where intelligence is going to also, point out the irregular truth that there's no game. There's nothing for intelligence to do but to tell you to quit being an asshole, quit making a mess, and you don't have to clean up a mess. The logic is so simple And I guess you could argue, because it is so simple, dirt simple, that it's an irregularity in the function of the logic, an error, a spanner thrown into the gearwork of this notion of purpose, this contrivance of gods or DNA molecules or Darwinianism or winning in some other idiotic form, poning, whatever, that has, broken what the crude simplicity screams. So, yeah, it's sort of an interesting, the problem of irregularity and distortion. What's the difference between an irregularity and an error? When is an irregularity not an error? Yeah. Yeah, well, anyway, I no point in making those distinctions. I think you understand there is a difference. Well, you can. You may possibly understand, but I'm just way too tired to go through it. Because I don't think it matters. Yeah, I don't know where to see. The problem is that you're attempting to explain that the whole thing is just wrongly seen. It's not being seen in the context. It's not being understood for what it is. These are events, and because they happen, doesn't mean they have function built into them. So I guess that's the simple conclusion is to say every path leads somewhere. Every stick that's plunged into the earth in an irregular manner somehow is sacred, is somehow special because it's irregular. And it's distinct because of that irregularity, but it's not intrinsically functional. What I'm trying to get to is this conundrum, this paradox, that it's irregular thinking that makes irregularity understood to be useless. So, this is the danger of the function. It's not even the danger of the function, this is just the reality of the function. It's just the paradox of the universe itself, where we exist in a medium that doesn't have use for us. We're intrinsically useless from the inception of our creation. There can't possibly be a use. You can't possibly create something in a nothing that would serve a function. The very nature of function requires there to be a problem in need of a solution. That's the nature of function. You can't get out of that confinement, and it's the intrinsic failure that this is happening, and it is fundamentally incapable of doing anything but failing. I mean, there's no mechanism for success because there was no problem to be fixed. There's no purpose to be served. So all you can do is make a mess to contrive an excuse for yourself. There's nothing. It's like imagining a world where nothing was flammable. Nothing could ever catch fire. And yet you're a fireman. So you have to fucking create the fire. You have to make it burn. So you have to destroy to create. You have to. There's no other option. There's no other possible mechanism. And this is why we're just so doomed. Because we're just not going to be able to escape that function, that dynamic. It's our problem is the universe's problem. This is error. Everything is error. Everything is a solution looking for a problem. Looking to make a problem. It's going from, you can only go down and then climb out. You can only break something's leg and then heal it. You can only, it's this terrible circumstance. That there is nothing but rebirth, phoenix kind of crap. You gotta kill it. So you're doing more harm than good fundamentally. Yeah, fuck you too. Whatever, I'm working on it. Damn snarky asshole. Nags. I hate this life. Yeah, it's logical. Logic hates an illogical game. Anyway, there's probably enough. I'm cold and cranky and uncomfortable and I kind of want my mommy, but it's bad. She was never much good anyway. She wasn't really a problem solver. Kind of a problem maker, wasn't she? Yeah, she was. Ooh, free piece of metal. No, free piece of broken plastic. I was fooled. Ice. Ooh, I thought we were done with that for the year. Yuck. March is failing so far. Garbage. Anyway, that's all there is. It's garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. Garbage. Okay, I'm done. Oh, scenic to go by.